I mean, that's well with women, was all I said. Any boys that went after that.
Are we recording?
We are.
Actually.
Okay, let me start recording.
This is.
Okay, I'm recording.
Are you recording?
I am recording. What's good, people? Yo, we live. The video in person.
Woo!
Hey. Now you got it. The podcast, the people's favorite podcast, as they say. As I've been saying.
Of course.
When are we going to actually poll the people?
Never.
I don't think we've actually.
Some things are just, you just know. You don't really need a poll. Like, we don't need a poll to know.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Some things.
Oh, we doing that? Oh, we doing that right now?
2 hours out the way.
God, we already out of here.
Oh my gosh, that's
Woo.
crazy.
Yes.
I don't need to poll anybody to tell you the most fire pussy I've ever had.
Yeah, but
I don't need to poll, like, right?
I don't want your opinion.
No, but see, it's the difference between you that being the most fire you've ever had, and then claiming this is the most fire. Period. That would be a pollable conversation. Also, really wouldn't want to see the poll.
Yeah.
Because men breaking something you worked is crazy. Yeah, she was like, 20 for me. 20, sir. Not only is this new levels of misogyny, but also
Not new levels.
Oh,
God.
Jesus Christ.
Well, like I said, welcome everybody. I'm Koala Khool.
I'm blue.
This is why I always say everybody's name.
Roll out.
Kevin's gonna let him do it.
You just said Koala Khool.
I'm about to tell you.
Lakeita.
He goes, what's up, Mr. Calls? Koala Khool. It's my lovely 3 calls. And then he started, I'm waiting for my name. She'll be like, I'm blue. I want mine dead right.
Yeah.
Run it
I'm
back.
gonna wait on mine.
We got
Start all over.
we
Let's
got
do it
Lakeita Valon over here.
What's up, y'all?
And we have Sir Walk.
Sir, when the fuck did I get knighted? I haven't left the country in like a year and a half because of COVID. When did I see the queen and get the sword on my shoulders?
I told you that was Walker. At the first time.
I became a knight over COVID? That's crazy. Hey, yo, a knight overnight.
Man, I'm telling you, at the first cipher, I said your name's gonna be Walkatha. You didn't believe me.
Walketh.
So
You're out of it.
just a forewarning to all the viewers and listeners. This is our first time doing this, actually our second time, but officially our first time doing this live. So I apologize if the volume and the audio is not quite right yet. We're all still trying to work to get this going. So just bear with us, and we're going to get there.
Yeah, thank y'all for y'all support already. I'm super excited. The energy is definitely a little different, But yeah, thank y'all for rocking with us. We're already on. This is episode session 5.
Session 5. We not including the negative episodes, the ones that
y'all haven't
vaulted
seen.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I still want to make references to material that nobody's seen, and so it's like the jokes wouldn't land. I'm like, they're not gonna get it. Tragic.
So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good, dog.
And also,
It's a really good day.
It's Monday.
hard working day.
Monday.
It's February 1st.
Sunday. Yeah, it's February 1st. Sunday's
good
a Monday.
I thought about it too. Oh my god.
Okay, my bad. It's going to be a good episode.
Gonna be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
I'm excited.
All right.
Alright, so let's jump into it. What was your topic?
I'm doing fine, Blue. Thanks for asking.
Mm.
Thank you all for caring about
It's
me.
always funny to see Koala be extra catty for content. No, the shift was like deliberate and action. Thank you, by the way, Blue. I'm fine.
I can't wait. Y'all.
Notice Blue did not miss a beat. She really wished you would. She really wished you would. Oh, that's funny.
The hilarious.
What did happen? How you been doing?
How are you? Are you well? Is your
I think
family?
I'm well. I think I'm well. I'm having like a little bit of problem with my ears. Got like a little bit of infection on it or something. But
Actually, now that you bring it up, that's actually quite unsettling.
Yeah. So.
Have you seen a doctor?
No, that's probably like the next step. I
Do you go to doctors?
Like when I need to, but I'm not like a big hypochondriac, so I normally think I can get I'm gonna get over things, and then if it goes on too long, I'm like, okay.
How long is too long?
If it starts to just bother me too much, really.
I don't
That's
think
I don't think
Yes, it is.
how that works.
that's how.
That
Yeah, I
is-
don't think that's the way.
I mean, but by that time, if
I
it's
did
bothering
that.
you too much, then it's probably
No, because
beyond the
sometimes,
point of.
no, because I'm like that too, though. Because sometimes, like your body is supposed to naturally heal itself, so you gotta give it time to do what it do.
Weak ass body.
Yeah.
And then if you really feel like, okay, so I've tried, it's not getting any better. Now you're like,
Yeah, but how long do you wait? 2 months?
you'll know, you'll know.
I also blame it on
You'll
that.
know when you're dead.
In Houston, I've never really developed a relationship with a doctor, and I feel like that kind of holds me back from going to the doctor too much. If I feel like if I had a better relationship with like a doctor that's known me for a long time, I'd probably be more willing to like go see that person.
Because they already know, like, you know, they have a little record of you, whatever. You're like,
Right.
okay, I've been here before. You
That's
know
a
how
great
this-
question, actually.
I don't
What's-
have a doctor either.
What's the most, what's the most, have you guys had like uncomfortable experiences with doctors and that's why you don't have like one on tap, or is it like in our community, unless our parents are like really teaching us about this is how insurance works and this is our general doctor or general practitioner, because he like personally as an adult, do you guys have a bad experience and that's why you don't have doctors?
Not necessarily that. I just for whatever reason don't really trust doctors that much.
Does it feel like a doctor's like just, is it a money thing? Because like I think when I think doctor, I put it in the whatever's about to happen over there is expensive category. You know what I mean? If I thought that a doctor was going to be reasonably priced or considerate of my life, then I would be like, oh, well, yes, if I see something that's an issue, I'll bring it to the table. But
It's the Western practice of medicine here. It is like, it's literally that, like a practice of medicine, and it's not necessarily based around like really healing a person first. It's more of like fixing symptoms first, and then if the symptoms persist, we start looking deeper into finding out what things are. But my experience at a doctor is most likely they just want to prescribe you something and then move on.
so you think you'd be
They don't ask about my diet. They don't
Yeah,
ask about, you know what I'm saying? They don't really ask too much about me personally. They just kind of like,
you think so you'd probably be more akin to osteopathics then, which is the attempt to like not start off with prescription, but do exactly what you're saying, overall total wellness before, and the assumption that if there's something wrong, there's probably a total imbalance as opposed to looking at what the thing is wrong,
Right.
trying to fix just that thing.
like, cause I've heard of people developing like skin conditions from being too dehydrated.
Mhm.
If you go to a doctor and you have a skin condition, they're probably not going to check to see if you're hydrated. They're probably just going to give you something to
Some kind of cream or
some kind of cream or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's not fixing the problem of you being dehydrated, right? So like I feel like that's for the most part my experiences with doctors have been more like that. So rather than telling me like, I feel like I be figuring out the fuck's wrong with me before doctors do.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
No, I feel you on that because like you spend the most time with yourself. That's how I am. They mom be like, I don't go to the doctor. I do not be going to the doctor. I
do not
literally
be
do.
going to the
I did not
doctor.
go to the doctor. I'll try everything I can to get better before I walk up in that thing. But it is a little bit of both. Like for me, it's like I just don't like putting stuff into my body that I feel like will get me on it or something. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't want to just be having all these like prescriptions in my body and stuff. And then my body will think, oh, now I need all that to get better versus just being like, girl, you just need to eat a couple bananas and go outside.
Eat some bananas.
Get that potassium in there.
Go outside.
I don't know.
sun a little bit.
I've been
That's all
taking
you
my
need.
son to the doctor since he was, or I guess I actively started going to the doctor during pregnancy.
of course.
And
yes.
so-
yes, because you could be considered negligent for like not,
Yeah, like a
oh,
nigga
other
could
person.
really
Yeah.
catch a case behind not going to the doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
It's
weird.
crazy.
That's super weird.
Well, you gotta be trying to do the most for your kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah, but there's a presumption about that. Let's go back to the concept of Western medicine, in that we know, like here, part of medicine as a whole is getting paid. Like getting paid. Like if these, I'll be honest. I think more people would be willing to be like doctors, and because aside from the education and the study and the so forth and so on, ultimately, if you're called to be a doctor, 9 times out of 10 you're doing it to help somebody. You're not doing it because I'm going to get paid a shit ton in this field. Because you start off.
Wait, you're saying that's how it is here?
No, I'm saying that's my
That's
my outward perspective.
Okay.
That if you're a doctor in the United States of America, I want to bet that 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, you're probably doing it because you genuinely want to help people, and not because this is an industry where I'm going to make a ton of money. Case in point, because you start off 5-10 years in the hole. By the time you're done with your residency, the loan payments you're having to make on what little actual chunks of change you're getting as a doctor is fucking ridiculous. If you're really just doing it for the money, there's tons of other fields where you wouldn't have had to bury yourself in debt to get there.
I think it depends on what kind of doctor you are.
Fair enough. But my long story short, my point is that it's like if I'm having to think about that, like if finance wasn't such an issue in medicine, and you didn't already have doctors who were swimming in debt, and so they need to be paid a shit ton amount to even start to level out their lives over the course of their lifetime, then I feel like there'd be more people who would not only be willing to be doctors, but also feel like there'd be more people who are willing to actually get medical help when they need it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous to me that you could really get caught up over something like that, especially like with a child.
It's the slippery slope of capitalism mixed with healthcare. Like those are two things that don't really
mesh
well together. Because if you're going to be a capitalist,
then you're okay with seeing harm money. You're okay with seeing harm befall somebody.
If
it doesn't
benefit. For people to be unwell.
Sickness.
Whew, that just made me feel weird.
Oh, you must have anxiety. Here, take these pills.
Dang.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
For everything.
Yeah.
But you can't expect doctors to work for free.
No, I never said work for free. But it's like another example.
But it seems like if people were going to work for free for something, that should be it. And we should just take care of those people.
Yeah, I do believe in that to a certain extent.
You know what I mean? Like, we should just make sure that they're all right with whatever they want. But like when it comes to just like, okay.
Well, there was a time in this country where the doctor came and served in XYZ, and there was the general disposition of, yo, you're gonna let me rock in your house for a couple days, you're gonna feed me, I'm part of the family. Same thing with teachers. Teachers were never allowed to go homeless. You would rotate between your different students' homes.
Similar to how they do pastors. I feel like that would be like a better way for doctors to work. Like the way pastors, they make a little bit of money, right? Mm-hmm. But the church makes sure that they're taken care of, usually like a place to live and some other things, right?
Churches,
you know what I'm saying?
They have the pastor's house. They have,
and they try to limit the amount of money they're actually making through the church itself.
Well, that they have to make per se, because
I think that
if you were a serving
doctor in a hospital.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I agree, with that. But it's also like there's the concept of wanting to do for yourself. Like the intrinsic idea of a pastor is you are nothing really but that pastor. Your entire goal at its purest level is focusing on and taking care of this flock, taking care of these people, taking care of this church, home, XYZ. A doctor doesn't necessarily intrinsically only have to be a doctor. They have the nature within that, not only that business sphere, but just them as people. Where it's like, I need to clock out.
But I think pastors do too.
You see Reverend Bowen? He still got a little collar on.
I know there is a difference. I am saying I would much rather have a doctor with a pastor's mentality, and then also we treat them like that. Like we make sure they're taken care of, but we don't just allow them to say, "Hey, I'm going to charge whatever the fuck I want to fix you or to help you." Like I feel like that's fucked up. Like that should not be the way it is.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair.
If God gave you your gift to be able to help heal people, you shouldn't be exploiting that to the most full extent.
But again, and that goes right back to what you're saying about capitalism. We probably sound like socialists. Oh, shit. No, in a socialist society, yes, we value each other and recognize that there's a general need to just certain services and certain provisions should be made ad hoc across the board because we all need it and we all agree to needing it. Yeah. But no, that don't mesh well. No, I'm putting a price tag on that shit. Fuck out of here.
And the fact that you need it more than anything else, I'm going to put the biggest price tag
exactly. on it. I'm the best, so I'm going to put a bigger price tag on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a sign that says whites only.
Oh, shit.
Whites first.
and last.
Oh, no.
And middle.
Oh, no. This is getting worse.
It's the thing. We forget that we live in a country that only 80 years ago that people were alive right now. By the way, side note, rest in peace, Cicely Tyson.
God, yeah, I know.
That's a hell of a woman.
That's a legend right there.
Woo!
I don't really know much about her.
Oh my God, she was apparently side note. She was apparently married to Miles Davis.
I saw that.
That's been the big reveal lately.
What?
We forgot her old work, which is Miles Davis being your old work is hilarious.
No, that's
yeah, he played his little trumpet or whatever. I had to move around.
He was killed, but I didn't even know she was a fashion model too.
Oh, she was killing it.
You could tell. I was like, oh well, duh.
Yeah, but so we live in a country where not 80 years ago there were signs that were hey, whites only, no Negroes. You don't think the people who are here that know us didn't remind us. Yeah, you see that store, a corner store, you be going to get candy. About 60 years ago, they wasn't even fucking with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, quit playing yourselves.
It'd be like that up towards San Antonio, like the little like towns around the outside of San Antonio.
Texas as a whole
They're
is
like
screwed.
very like Jim Crow laws, and like this girl I used to date, her parents live up there, and I remember like we were going somewhere, and their mom was like, "Yeah, I remember we used to not even be able to be over here." I was like, "God damn!" Like, like in your lifetime for real, like that shit seems like it should be at least like a couple of generations back, not just the last one.
That's some sick ass shit for real. No, there's still parts of like. There's still parts of the United States that we as black people like. That's like what made that movie with Mahershala Ali, the Green Book, so amazing. Is like we even know between us as a community, there's still certain spots. Right. All right, it's about 9 p.m. The sun going down. Let's all get where we're supposed to go. East Texas can be that way. I know my family used to. We would always, because when we go up to the Northeast and stuff to see my family, we go the bottom and then up the east, up the eastern seaboard and. Certain states, my dad, nighttime, like, Dad, we need to, you gonna wait till we get to the next city. Not out of some fear, but just out of some, if something was gonna happen, it would be right here. You know what I mean? It would happen right. So let's just keep moving. There gotta be spots like that in Alabama. Still, right?
Alabama.
Alabama, right? Yeah, no, there's certain spots. Don't go over near old man Chesapeake's
farm. Have you ever been just driving, like, you know, on a long road or something, and then while you're just going out of town, whatever you're doing, you like, you could feel, by the way the buildings look, the road, the signs, you'd be like, I don't think I should pull over here.
Have you?
You might not even know, but I've been driving in Texas, and I'll be driving like,
no, I ain't stopping here.
All these southern states, anything that's not a major city, I feel that way.
Oh yeah, and major metros are a safe place because there's that liberal idealism that
not black people.
Not even just enough black people, just like enough like.
Well, that's
Austin doesn't have a shit ton of black people, but it feels like a liberal concept there, so it will. There's that general protection. I feel like if I was in Austin and getting attacked, like on some racist shit, I feel like there would be more than enough. Like, hey. Leave that brother alone. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would happen there.
That's what makes you feel safe, though? For me, it's like, how many black people are there? Like, there's just got to be enough.
But all skin folk ain't kin folk, so.
Yeah,
just to keep it out. It's like what you brought up in the last pod. Like, when it comes down to it, and it's like, when they trying to take out the black man, like, we probably gonna stand with each other because we're not gonna have a choice.
But no, but the thing is that we have a natural disposition of like we're concerned with the power shift that happens because when you decide to cross that threshold personally, you got to be willing to go wherever it goes next, and you got to be at peace with it. And most people think about what everyone else thinks about. I want to get home to my family. So perfect case in point, and this isn't to be like disrespectful or like dismissive of the entirety of the situation. Mm-hmm. George Floyd, Eric Garner. These situations where these black men are being manhandled, overly manhandled, like just on sheer force, just the number of people involved in an engagement. And the block is sitting there watching because the concern is if I get active and I knock the nigga over, that's a federal offense to hit a police officer. Even best case scenario, I'm sitting down for 5. And then maybe 2.5 for good behavior, and that's on my record. Now my children are without a husband, or now my children are without a father. Now my wife is without a husband. All that other shit. And so you were like legitimately concerned about that. So then we sit and we watch instead. Now me personally, I know in my heart and in my spirit, there's certain moments in life where you got to be okay if your name is just on a list because something happened. You can have all the plans and all the desires you want, but it's like maybe your mark in history. It's kind of like the Colin Kaepernick situation. He would have loved to have continued to be an NFL football player. He would have loved to continue to be in that field. But his name ended up having to go down under a more civil rights movement kind of energy of, I had to stand with what I believe was right, no matter the sacrifice. Think about all the time you spend making your body in peak physical form, eating a certain type of way, drinking a certain type of way, going to bed in like that regimented crazy hour. So, I don't know, like, I hear you, but unfortunately, I'm genuinely fearful. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 videos, and that was fresh after the George Floyd shit, where, like, police officers were, like, stopping people, and then they were still doing the neat shit. I was like, hey, get off him, here, we'll help you catch him, but get off his neck. That kind of community policing is efficient, but then again, you get crazy-ass cracker cops, no disrespect, but they tend to be other people. But
like I said, if there would have been more black people in that area, that time, I think it would have been different. Because I think the way we move is when the more of us there is, the more confidence we have to actually take action. So if there's not enough of us around, we don't feel the confidence enough to take action. But that's
There's a lot of people around the George Floyd situation. Like from the videos and stuff that I saw, Eric Garner was in New York, like on the block. Hella. But we be in also black communities where it's happening in our neighborhoods. It's not like we go to these white neighborhoods and that's where like these tragic events are taking place. It's around the corner. Niggas know us on the block.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm an idealist. And so there are certain things I know I might be shit fuck scared when it actually happens. But I'm going to push myself to do it because I feel like it's right. You know, and again, most people are just worried about getting home. They just want to get home to their families. And who can really blame you at the end of the day? You got your responsibilities. You're not here to save the world unless you think that's really what you meant to do. That was depressing. Yes, Black History. Okay, that was one of the questions I was going to put in the chat. So, today is Black History Month. We are taping on February 1st, so they'll probably get it in a few days. What was your first... nothing. Well, one of them stopped. The other one kept going.
I need to get up.
Can you press record on?
So for those of y'all who are listening and not watching, we just fixing up the cameras. We just fixing up the cameras. We just fixing up the cameras. We just fixing them up. Fixing them up.
Anybody need more drink?
You were like a little more pedal to the metal. You were like, well then let's do it. Fuck it. We're not talking about it.
So we'll let mine go stand by and then just pick it up once yours stops recording.
Then that energy is very much necessary
Mine
in a lot
stopped
of different
recording before
places.
yours did.
Yeah. And you don't want to just check, keep the frame. Okay. Yeah. No, whatever, dude. Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Yes.
Otherwise, we
This
just
background is
recording
such a better
two.
background, by the way, than the other way.
We just-
Even though I never really saw the other way, actually.
You do this. You know what you wanted in your head already.
No, I know for sure. That's why I brought it up. But
So anyway,
But
I
I think-
haven't looked at this other side, but don't y'all think this side would be so much better? No, I knew. I was like, oh, the kitchen.
I still asked. I wasn't just like, this side of me.
Oh no. But you guys already know, and like, all right. So I'm thinking, hit me out. I'm thinking this side gonna be better than this side.
I like your shirt, Walk.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It's a childish Gambino
You
You
shirt.
know
just
music?
flexed your.
Almost
You did. You flexed. Okay.
It's not for you. Give me one.
Y'all trying to get us last episode. I'm coming for
You
y'all
saw
today.
Rick Ross's family was doing the beatbox challenge.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Rick Ross is there doing it with his fast titties.
I'm gonna be
Oh, no.
very, very serious. That's actually a great topic to bring up since we cut and brought it back. Yo, I'm not with Rick Ross at all.
Oh wow.
I'm not with Rick Ross at all.
Oh,
I don't
God.
appreciate it. I think that there's
I
a
appreciate
time
it.
and a place and certain things. Yo, your thing stopped
I
again.
know.
And it
It's mine
did.
They made a noise though.
It did. It's fine.
Yeah, no, he. No.
Wait. Oh, hold on. Where's this coming from?
Okay, so for context, about a week or so ago on Twitter and stuff like that, they were playing, I think, reruns or something of Hip Hop Miami or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that with Just Brittany.
Exactly. And so basically, long story short, to set the scene, there's a room full of people, there are executives and stuff, and Ross is there as well. They've got two young ladies there, and it's a woman of lighter skin complexion and a woman of darker skin complexion. And they're both performing to be the first female artist on MMG, which, you know, is his Maybach music room. Long story short, the lighter skinned woman, and I don't like the narrative being pitted about it being about the women against each other. That's not my issue, because ultimately I think both women did an exceptional job for themselves. I liked what the lighter skinned female did. I thought that the tone was great. I thought the XYZ. But the black sister came up, the darker skinned young woman came up, and she sang, she belted, she really gave energy. They both were also using the same instrumental. Rick Ross goes on to say that he really liked what the lighter skinned woman did, and then he said for the darker skinned woman who really sang and gave it a lot of soul and stuff, like, this wasn't the platform for your voice.
Give her a chance to
Did not even give her a chance to finish the song. That's the real first issue. Then the second thing is when you start to look at like interviews and stuff like that, it actually became very aware that there was like a wave of like dispositional sexual misogyny being associated with his opinion, because it stopped being about the music. It was clear, like he later goes on to say, like, yeah, I started, you know, the lighter skinned woman who he started to invite on to bring her onto the label, you know, started taking her out on trips and buying her bags and this and that. And I was like, he was like, he verbatim damn near said, like, I was trying to fuck on her. I was trying to fuck her, and I was trying to make her my little thing. And then later on goes on to say, you know, the reason why I don't really have any women on Maybach Music Group, I feel like after I've done all this work for you, all of this making you hot, and I should at least get some pussy. And I was like, nah, King, nah, you can hold your little wing stops, dog. On God, no, that shit not cool. Ain't never cool. No.
Oh.
Imagine that for 2 seconds. A man who actually does his job as a music executive by making you good in the music space, taking his financial cut, and then leaving you the fuck alone. Can you imagine a world where a man doesn't assume that because I made you better in some space, time, or situation, that I deserve sex? Can you imagine such a world? I'm over the moon pissed off. It was so disappointing, because I think he's an exceptional lyricist, an exceptional artist, but this is yet another sad moment.
So this is all off of things like he said. Like, have any like women come out?
This was just perspective and the things he said.
Right.
The optics of this look terrible, and then he's got all this back catalog of really just talking out the side of his neck. You gotta know when some of the shit you into, you need to not fucking talk about.
And I'm just saying, like, I feel like with the Me Too movement, I would think that like if he was doing that to women, somebody would like have come out at some point and said something.
I feel like in her position, she was welcoming that attention, or like okay with everything that she was receiving, so there was no need for her to be like, oh, me too, because she was comfortable in that environment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of women who are just, you know, he's not just doing it to nobody.
And let's be very clear, there are certain women, just like there are certain men in different spaces and in different times, who are more than comfortable with playing that game. Right. There are some people who are like, I am okay with fucking my manager if it gets me a promotion. And they won't backtalk it, they won't backslide it, they are comfortable. There are people out there who exist and work well in that space. Right. But that problem isn't really a bottom-up problem. It's a top-down issue, because your responsibility as a manager or as an executive in XYZ is to execute professionalism. And entertaining any of that is super unfucking professional. Period. This shouldn't come down to, except for I guess in the porn industry, where it inherently comes down to who fucks better. It shouldn't come down to who fucks better. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
Everything comes down to who fucks better.
It sounds like it.
You're toxic. You're toxic. Yeah, no, so I'm sorry, I know we're talking about Ross, but I could not let that go without sliding. Like, I don't care for, and then it looked like it was draped in colorism as well, as if we didn't already talk about that too.
Yeah.
Shorty gave it soul.
But the last girl with Jess
when the Egg Queen was popping.
You talking about
you know what I'm talking?
You talking about Jess Brittany though, right?
What, the light skin one or the darker one?
That's just Brittany, ain't it?
I believe that was her. I would have to look back at the video for sure, but the scene was rolling on the internet, and it was like, this was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing.
To Houston.
Yeah.
I don't put it past Rick Ross. I'm not like surprised.
I don't put it past a lot of people. You heard about? See, I don't want to talk about them, but
would you put it past me? Like, if you found out I was like that, you wouldn't be like, damn, I thought the nigga was doing.
I honestly, I gotta be honest. At this point in time, no. I'm keeping it 1,000. I don't want to lie to anybody. That's the thing about men is like we have to stop being able to vouch for each other, because I don't see you fuck. I don't see you fuck. No. I don't see you fuck. I don't see you do your thing over there. I know you on a professional side. Now, the way you execute your professionalism is great, XYZ, but that's been the problem. People are great businessmen.
That should be a good sign, though.
No, that's the problem.
Is when you don't have this. I'm not out here just like,
but I don't know that. That's the problem. We're using that as a mask. But he's such a great businessman. But he treats people so nice because then they get to hide. I don't know. I'd rather speak to not knowing.
Yeah, but I bet he's not. I bet the minute he's around with, if he's like that, he probably is like bragging about shit.
But guess what? The problem is birds of a feather.
How do you feel about guys like that?
That can't fucking stand it.
Brag about their.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Even with my closest men, like people I graduated PV from, and then my dudes, we'll kiki all day. We do not talk about each other like sexual conquest or anything else like that. That's a private interaction. Now we'll make, just because and I don't want to hide it behind man talk, But we will do the, hey, yeah. Hey, shit, nigga. Hey, listen, boots off, nigga. Like,
It kind of depends.
Yeah, but I don't.
If it's just somebody, if it's somebody I'm serious about, you won't hear that kind of talk from me. But if it was just like,
see, if it's anybody for me, sexual anything is a private interaction for me. So
yeah, I think me too. But I'm more happy.
Like, I don't want to know who y'all are fucking. I don't care.
To my close friends though, not just to anybody.
You're fucking your close friends.
No, I'm.
You gotta be careful. You gotta make sure moments like that, you really gotta explain yourself. Yeah, somebody might hear something different.
All of them.
Oh my gosh. You did not like the callback, do you? She was on the other fucking foot, huh? No, okay, I dig it. No, yeah. I don't, there's certain things I just don't want to know.
Right, so I want to talk about sex with girls. All right, got it.
No, I didn't say don't talk to me about sex with girls.
Comfortable.
It makes it disgusting. Ew. You having consensual sex with women? Ew. Gross. Terrible.
Private.
Wow.
Right.
Men kind of need to talk about these things.
Of course. Why? But the thing is, the form needs to be objective.
Yeah, why y'all need to do
why?
that? Tell me. No, man, not like a why, but like why?
Why do women talk about?
No, why you know y'all need to? So asking.
I think it's important to check each other as men. Like, if you sometimes you're doing something and you think it's okay, and you need a group of men to actually like, hey, that shit actually kind of weird, bro. That shit not okay. Like when it comes to like drugging women and stuff like that. No, I'm serious. There's a culture of men who are like, yeah. So then what happened? Well, I needed to loosen her up, so I put that thing in her cup.
We're not friends anymore. We're not.
Yeah, we wouldn't be friends anymore. But here's the thing: if you've been growing up around a culture where that was always normalized. Now, it's number one, it's very fucking problematic, but number two, somebody needs to inform you, hey, no, that shit's fucking wild and not okay. Right. So men need to have at least a slight form to check and balance each other. Yeah. Women less so because y'all only pill a nigga to scam, so.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just listening to what Cardi B
what?
said.
This is
Cardi B?
Is that not a good reference for women?
She does not speak for all women. She speaks for women in her.
Look at how she pivoted to protect women, but also shift away from the conversation. That was great. Bravo.
You trying to get us out of here so
Blue
quick.
for 3.
What do we consider Cardi? A bad bitch?
What does Cardi consider herself?
A bad bitch?
She's a mother.
It's a bad bitch.
What does she consider?
Isn't that what she considers herself? And the type of music she makes?
I think she's a woman.
But are you the woman that
in
makes,
some way?
Are you the woman that you present through your music? Like, does your music define who you
herself.
are as a person?
No, it's entertainment to a certain extent. However, when you show me no other side of you, I'm only to believe what I've seen.
You can never be mad at somebody for thinking that you are, like what your music is. Like you put, even if you're not, you can't blame anybody for like assuming like that's how you are, because that's
and that's a unique nature in hip hop. It's like any place else in any other business field. The expectation is that, like, for example, interviews, right? Like, let's say we were talking to Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington isn't going to go into an interview and be giving you training day energy. That's not what he's going to do. He's going to go in there and he's going to be Denzel Washington talking about the role. Whereas in hip hop specifically, you're still on when you're interviewing. You're on. You are whatever your character is, your representation. There's no dissociative property that applies there. You know what I mean? I think that's an awkward, unfortunate set of circumstances, because then it makes you look like if you goofy once just for the laughs and for the streams, you end up having to look goofy all the time to keep the brand together.
Yeah.
You come into if you change jangalang, you come in a suit and be like, oh, really, the market cap that we've been able to access lately. Niggas gonna be like, who the fuck is this?
Get out of here.
Yeah, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Hip hop.
Nah, it's like that in everything. All right, let me give you an example. Like, for actors, if you're trying to be like a certain type of actor, like you have to like be a certain type of person even outside of your acting roles. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like you still have to like be a certain way even outside of that.
But you get to be disconnected from, again, the character profile. You get to be like there's very few people who really carry the character profile. A great example though, Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen not only is an actor, but then also goes to interviews as whatever his role is and plays inside. He was like General Aladdin or something like that.
The Rock.
I was just thinking
Dwayne Johnson. This nigga has to always be like this positive, but working out as like if he ever deviated from that, people would be like, whoa.
But flip that. I think that's who he is as a natural person, and so then he chooses roles that fit that paradigm for himself. For sure. So he would never choose something that's outside of that.
That's probably what artists should do as well.
I mean, but what if you want to drop a little sexy track?
Well, then,
but without being like
overly
sexualized. Like, okay, it came and went. Yeah, no, the audience isn't here for that. They're trying to see something. Which one of you ladies is going to do the silhouette challenge for the pod?
I'm sorry, what? We can all do it together.
I brought a bad bitch because one of the questions I wanted to ask is, can a bad bitch be a good woman?
Well, I mean, Cardi flat out lied when she said, "I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you about this ring." Because then they dropped the video of her sweeping the bathroom. I was like,
I feel like the maid was just off, like at that moment, and
there
then
was something to clean up. You picked up that broom, right?
Yeah,
Cap. I'm calling Cap. Fuck it.
I think that was a super rare moment, and also was like, damn, this bitch is actually sweeping right now. Let me get this shit on. Let me film her. Shit, I'm sweeping. Like, you know what I'm saying? And got it on.
That's wild.
Gotta be sweeping.
Like, that's what I think. But yeah, can a bad bitch be a good woman? The whole mentality of everything that a bad bitch supposedly like brings.
See, I'm concerned because the first thought that ran through my mind is a good woman inside of the patriarchy is often a disposition towards how she deals with her man. And so if we remove that as an aspect, then what is a good woman?
Well, from a man's perspective, obviously it's that, and that's as it should be.
From the man's perspective.
And vice versa. Like a good man is like, it's a subject, it's based upon like who you are. So a good woman to me is gonna be somebody that actually compliments me and makes me better, right? Mm-hmm. Period. And whatever that looks like is what it is. Yeah. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying, can a bad bitch, I don't know if a bad bitch can ever be good for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Then for you specifically, then it becomes a very subjective experience of, to each of us alone, do we believe a bad bitch can be a good woman? Mm-hmm. And I think that our answers are going to vary criminally, and their answers are going to be maybe slightly more.
I guess I just wanted to y'all what y'all think a bad bitch is. That way we can get that. That way we can like find
I
that.
don't prefer women who associate with being identified as dogs,
like,
except
you know what I'm saying?
for
like to be fly all the time, like to have, you know what I'm saying, all the.
I mean, but why should
that make you now a bad?
No,
this is what y'all coined.
What they?
Yeah, I wasn't
y'all
talking about
embrace. I'm talking about how
women.
Women. I'm talking about how y'all embrace being a bad bitch. That not me. I'm saying
I'm just asking for the definition.
I want to save you, but I can't help if you don't pass. I can't help if you don't pass. You get lost in the corner. Trap. Boy, I'm over here from the other side.
I don't know the definition, like, so y'all think it's a woman that just only want to dress up, like that's y'all definition of a bad bitch.
I mean, don't come to me about
one thing, nails done, hair done all the time, looking good all the time.
Why does that make me a bad bitch? Why can't I just want to take care of myself or just want to treat myself to get my nails?
Talk your shit.
No, I'm really asking. No, I think I'm just trying to get to the definition, but that's all I want to know so we can answer it properly.
If I'm taking,
what do y'all think?
Is it an hourglass figure?
In my mind, yeah, like they perceive themselves as that, but I feel like that's what kind of sucks too. Because they might not be a bad woman, like you said, but I don't know. Because in my mind, a bad bitch, I don't feel that way that she could be. Not that she can't be good, but I don't.
Or what's a bad bitch to you then? I'm asking you, like, what do you like? What is the type of woman you see and you're like, that's a bad bitch?
Yeah, it's like that probably makes us think that just because if she dressing up and all that stuff.
So based on her appearance,
that's gonna make you think that, yeah. But then also, if she's doing that, then I feel like that's not real because you ain't gonna be looking like that all the time. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, okay, yeah, she bad, but
so bad bitch is based upon a total appearance and not as like to actually like what they do or
exactly.
I mean,
now the people that have taken over the term bad bitch, like they look the same. Like they all
what's the
have
opposite
that.
of a womanizer?
They all have that like in common.
What's the opposite of
a man eater?
Oh,
my first guess.
Yeah.
So the womanizer is intent on like, bringing women in with.
I feel like a bad bitch to me is like the equivalent of like what a womanizer is, like a man that like does, you know what I'm saying, that like, fucks with women and to get what he wants. I feel like that's what bad bitches like to say themselves. Like they
sort of borderline. Yeah.
I think
the women. I'm saying that about the women that consider themselves bad bitches.
Yeah.
I think first of all, to be fair, I think
we have a bad bitch.
Do we have a bad bitch we could call?
Bad bitch?
I mean, I know a couple, but we're not at that point in the podcast yet. No, I think. I think we're being maybe a little unfair because a bad bitch category by itself, right? If you're just putting it over there like that, it disconnects from the idea that is also a facade and a character. It's for men. It's the same thing as being like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's that nigga energy. Ain't nothing you can talk to me about. Ain't nothing. I come in, it happens, it's done. I walk out. Like that's the same energy that women wear, and it's however man get it off the right fit. I'm doing business. My girl don't need nothing. It's how it go for me and mine around over here. That's an energy you wear for a period of time. Same with that bitchness is I get what I want. I hustle and get the money. It go up when I say it do. You know
so a bad bitch is a good woman to men like that.
Probably that would be, but again, you're wearing that facade for a period of time.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a bad bitch can't be a good woman.
Okay, all right.
You can't prioritize certain things.
I love when a man says what a woman can't be.
Yeah.
That's like, that's just great. It's great content.
I feel like she's a good woman. She might feel like she can wear both of those hats at the same damn time.
She can feel like however she wants.
Oh God! Hold it out!
But I'm telling y'all right now.
You're a different person. I'm sorry. We've been on Skype for 4 episodes, and now I'm across the table from this foolishness. Oh my God! He sent it.
Not because I'm a bad bitch, but for all the bad bitches out
At
there.
this point in my life, I don't want to hear shit about your nails need to be paid for, your hair need to be done.
I feel like if I want my nails and my hair done, I'm paying for that myself.
And you can still be a
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
I don't know. Are there any bad bitches out there?
I'm just talking about the mentality. I'm just talking about the mentality of being a bad bitch because they're gonna like a bad bitch to me is gonna like want me to pay for all that shit that she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because she's a bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe she's the wrong bad bitch for you.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to be a bitch in any shape, form, or shape.
Yeah, I'm not attracted.
But they all
to
paint that same picture though.
They
all
look the same, don't they?
They do. They all
look the
paint.
same.
They paint the same picture. Like you can spot it. You can feel it. You can feel it. Like you're like, here.
Well, I mean, because ultimately, it both being that nigga and being a bad bitch are quantified based on hollow, non-substantive attributes. Mm-hmm. Anybody can get the car. Anybody can get the haircut. Anybody can wear the clothes. Anybody can scam to get the bag and then claim they got the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do any one of those things. It doesn't give you any substantive quality. That's where I think a good woman is so freaking desirable.
Yeah.
She has substantive quality. Mm-hmm. She has something, and I think that's what a good man brings to the table too, substantive quality. Now that is where I believe the subjective expression becomes very important to the paradigm. I think a woman can see a good man. I don't always know if a woman is concerned with seeing that nigga. I know a man, like a good man, should be able to spot and see a good woman. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's always capable of knowing and understanding or perceiving the concept of a bad bitch. You know what I mean? So that's like,
for me, a bad bitch is somebody that takes care of herself. That's
such a low bar. It's just showers. The fuck?
No. Takes care of herself in every aspect. Like she doesn't need a man for any.
That's just being a good woman. By being able to take care of myself, period.
And that's why this is so narrative of bad bitch. Like the world's bad bitch is like, yeah, I got a Birkin if he ain't buying it, whatever. But he's saying like in his mind, his definition.
If we're assuming that a bad bitch is like a good woman, my definition of a bad bitch is like almost the exact opposite of what the mainstream idea of a bad bitch is.
Okay.
Like if you gonna
a bad bitch to me is an independent woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They just call her an independent woman.
She doesn't need to that still has enough. I don't want to say sense, but it still has enough wherewithal with what a man needs to treat him like a man. Mm-hmm. And so even though you don't need him, you still do things to show that you need him.
Yeah.
If that makes any type of sense.
I want more public conversations about treating a man like a man.
Ooh,
talk about it. Come on.
It's important. It's important because we can't see. People misread me. I spend plenty of time deconstructing the patriarchy. Because
you should put flexing your chest, play. Like I don't like looking over here like flexing your chest.
When I'm getting my shit off, listen. Keep your eyes up here, Playboy. Listen, let me talk to you. I'm in the gym. Don't worry about it. I'm calling Dwayne the Rock Johnson later. He's gonna put me on a protein shake. We working, okay? Mm-hmm. Listen, no, I think that
the protein
an important part of understanding my deconstruction of the patriarchy is that there are parts of being a man and a world run and led by men in most facets that are inherently toxic because men have problems. But everybody has problems. If the world was run by women, we would just have a different word for the issues that we would be experiencing, but there would be certain parts that are going to be inherently bad. Because human beings as a whole are broken, fragile, fucked up creatures.
You don't like the patriarchy, do you?
I'm not a particular fan of it, but more so because I've seen how negatively it has oppressed my kinfolk, my skinfolk, my people of different dispositions and so forth and so on.
I heard somebody say that the patriarchy was bad because the matriarchy is not balanced with it. Like there needs to, if there was a balance of a patriarchy with the matriarchy, they would both work. But when one is dominant, either way, it doesn't work.
Right. But that goes to the concept of like in a more general sensation of like royalty and there being an absolute power system, like with kingdoms and stuff in Europe, that there was a king and a queen. Well, really good kingdoms, the king and queen, but by predisposition of the king saying you will show respect to the queen, there was a true balance between the two. Even, worst case scenario was like the king was just that much more, but even then the queen could easily stomp that shit out real quick. But, man's greedful and sinful nature dragged all that shit out, and so now we vote for everything.
Can we go back to the treat a man like a man?
Yeah, I want to hear about this right here.
Yeah, no, just because, why gotta treat you like a man? Why can't just treat you like, like my partner, like a human? Like,
what does that look like to you?
I feel like getting to know.
Are you gonna treat me the same if I was a woman?
No, it's different. You treat an individual based on who they are and not what they are.
You're so progressive and it's beautiful, but that doesn't necessarily always work. Some people
I want you to treat me like a man because I am a man.
Yeah, that tends to be my position.
What does that entail? What do I have to do? Like, what the fuck are you asking?
Wait a second. We got you, okay?
That was a session.
So it's like that's how I feel about there's a lot of liberal stuff going on. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm taking the back road.
Okay.
There's a lot of liberal stuff going on. That's where I don't have a problem with anybody else's self-identification system. You can be born whatever you were identified or assigned, whatever you want to call. If you want me to call you he, him, her, she, they, them, they, zos, 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC, I don't actually give a fuck because I'm not trying to impose my belief system on you. Case in point, in reverse, I want to be called a man. I am a he, him, and that's how I'd like to be dealt with. That also goes in to the concept of heteronormative relationships. We live in a society here where heteronormative relationships are the thing that are pushed and so forth and so on. So treating a man like a man isn't necessarily always needing to have a disposition of, I'm waiting for his leadership, he needs to guide me, I can't do something without checking in with him first. But it's recognizing that there may be certain masculine themes that help build me up, help my identification system, and that you support that. Just like there are certain aspects of you that are specific to being a woman that I need to make sure I'm considerate of and make room for so that you can execute your highest level of womanhood without me encroaching on that. Now, it varies from person to person. You got to read your man.
Let's give her specific examples.
Yeah.
Specific example. When you have an issue or you have a problem, if I'm your man, I probably want you to come talk to me about it first before you go talk to other people about it.
Yeah. If it's the issue with you?
Yes.
Or if not. Or if it's just because I feel like if we're together, part of who I am and what I'm here for is to help you if you need it. So if you ever feel like you needed help in anything, I would probably feel some type of way if you went and tried to get help from somebody else before you talk to me about it.
And it depends
and it does depend on...
It depends on the sensitivity of the situation.
Right. If it's a woman's issue that I would know nothing about...
Or if it's of no consequence. If it's not deeply emotional or intimate information, it could be small things that you may go to your outward network first for. But if it's something that is intimate and directly inside of our relationship, whether it's me emotionally, you emotionally, so forth and so on, I would expect to be...
If you have a flat tire and you can't change yourself, and I'm not saying that women can't change their own tires, but if you needed help, I would expect you to call me before you call somebody else.
And I want to pop up on you and take care of my queen.
There's certain things that you do to show your man that okay, you're my man and these are the things I need you to do for me. And if you don't do those things, if anybody feels like they're not needed, they don't feel valued in a relationship.
Does this apply to money as well?
Money is a funny thing. The answer it's developed over time. So it's whatever the predisposition relationship. I've been in relationships where money wasn't a conversation because we both agreed it's financially better for you to just do you, me to just do me.
But as men, weren't you raised as when we choose a partner, part of what we do is share our everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? All our resources become available to that woman.
Yeah.
Is it the same the other way around?
I'm gonna say this. No, please. I talk too fucking much.
I was gonna say because like I've been in a situation like that to where I didn't expect my man to do like any of those things just because I wasn't married, but like it makes sense because like I would do that. Like my mind's going into it like we together, so if you need something, like hit me. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't going into it like that all the way just because I didn't know. Like I didn't know if this person was like ready to be like that, even though we're not married. But in my mind, when I'm with somebody, like we're trying to work towards that, so like everything does become available for both. Because it's like, well, then what am I with you for if I can't like lean on you, or like vice versa? Or if I'm down, then that means we kind of down because we at the same time like we a team. So
I mean, yeah, I would agree.
Does a woman share all her resources? Do you all feel like you're obligated to share all your resources with the man when you're with them?
Hell no.
No, I'm saying like I feel like
hell no. Yeah,
I feel like I feel like yeah. Like why would
I guess
if you want to, or you feel like you absolutely have to. Because as a man, like it's not an option.
That's not true. I don't believe in that. There we go. I said I let everybody talk, but I don't believe in
I wish I had the sound effects to make it like the scratch. No, just like the scratching, like a
no, I don't believe in that at all. No,
I don't. Yeah, one of my exes didn't believe in that, and I had to teach him.
Oh,
no, and so that's not what I mean, right? It's
no,
not,
you say you didn't believe.
I don't believe in that at all. But my reasoning why is going to be different than most people's. Right. My reason why I don't believe in that is because the disposition of that kind of financial stepping stone. First of all, that type of system was originally in place in a time where women had a hell of a lot less education, as well as women were more traditionally homemakers. Just
pause. Do you believe that women only date up?
No.
My advice still to all men.
It's not good advice. It's bad advice.
It's not bad. You don't have to go wrong. How can you go wrong making more money than your woman?
Because you can wake up one day and you can have way more money than your woman and recognize you ain't got no woman at all because you're missing the mark.
No, I don't. I wouldn't say don't date somebody.
You're fucking out.
No, I'm really not.
No, because that's my fear. Like, what if one day she do like some amazing things or whatever? You gonna get back the moment, like her money.
And she like, how do you want you?
It's our money. You know what I'm saying?
Men do it too. I'm just being honest about humanity. Yeah. It doesn't happen.
But it's almost like the same thing. Like if that did happen and we got a divorce, I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna be trying to take half of your shit.
I want what's mine.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I want what's mine. No, because I help build you. The same way that women help build men all the time. That's why when you come in here, prenup is number one. But number two, if we did really start from the bottom and we both ain't have shit, and I was pouring into you and you were pouring into me, I need my cut. That's what happened with Adele. Adele want to run around with this new nigga over here. All well, she can speak all the pop what she fucking want. Her old man's was like, I was here for you. I was a participatory actor in everything that was going on. I provided, whether that was me allowing you to have the space and not being that kind of husband where it's like,
I'm telling you, I would not feel like a man.
The man got a bag, and he deserved that bag, same as any woman that built up any man. Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
Get my bag while taking it from a woman.
See, that's sickness. That's sickness right there, because you don't understand that inside of a relationship, it's our bag. We built it. Even if you don't want to sit at the desk.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, then you rub your own shoulders when you come home at night. You suck your own dick.
What does that got to do with me making money?
That's part of what keeps you in a balanced place to go and execute your vision. Otherwise, you just don't get married and do it yourself.
Then it really is. And that can be done.
And then I applaud you, and your prenup should be airtight. But if you spend any time with a woman that's building you up to go be successful when you leave the door, it's like I was talking about slapping you on the ass. Yes, you're getting your bag.
So
I'm the bag. That's going out there.
But my relationship's gonna be equal. So however she's building me up, I'm building her up in the same way. So that way, if we ever do split, it's not like I just built myself up and she just built me up until now I owe her something. No, bitch, I've been giving you shit the whole time too. I've been working.
See how he get out of character? See how he get out of pocket? But y'all love it, right?
If you trying to take half of my stuff, and a divorce, yes, you getting called a bitch many times. I promise.
Oh my God! Oh my God! It's the content y'all wanted, huh? All right,
I will not.
No, yeah, man. And that's coming from where you're saying it, but it's you right
there. Dear future Koala Khool.
Oh my God!
You heard it here first, and now you got it by
a lot. No facts though. That energy, you ain't getting shit.
No,
nigga.
I just you're coming from a perspective of mine and yours. When I'm in a marriage, when I get
a divorce, that's what it becomes.
No, when you get a divorce, there's the reassessment of okay, this was all ours. Now what is associated with you and what's associated with me? That's where, despite the hurt and the pain, I hope you can sit down like two reasonable human beings and say, how does this look 50-50? Because my big thing that I always get hung up on the idea of is a house. I personally don't care for it. So what I would actually prefer, and it would be either in a prenuptial agreement or whatever, I would tell you, like, if we decide to divorce, nobody's getting a house. We're going to liquidate this bitch and sell it, and then you get your half and I get mine. Because we both poured into it, whether on the equity level.
What if you have children?
Then I'll see you in court.
What if you have children?
If we have children, then they both gonna have to be split up between two different homes anyway. So we done screwed the pooch on that one. If you want to be worried about the kids, don't get a divorce. I'm not getting a divorce. I don't want no divorce no way either. Kill me. Shoot me. Because I want to work through it. I want to be healthy.
Nigga, we still kicking.
Yeah, I want to work through it. I want to be healthy.
My heart hurts.
Let's go to a counselor so you can complain to them about the shit.
What?
You don't want to get married. What you said?
I don't want to get a divorce.
I want to get married. I don't want a divorce.
I don't want a divorce.
Nobody wants a divorce.
We can't be married without getting married.
What?
That's some sick ass shit.
Is it?
If my
Koala's
husband,
running the wrong way. We're on offense. We're on offense, bro. We're on offense. You do it.
A nice wedding, a good reception.
A nice wedding.
The
Like,
food
I'm walking
got
out the
to be
stairs.
smacked
Okay.
because I waited a long time.
The wedding
And
is
the way that
one
it's
day.
going,
The wedding is
one
one
the way
day.
that
day.
it's
That is
going,
one
y'all,
Memorial
I'm about to
Day.
marry myself.
I thought about that.
Oh my
I was
god.
giving my
Everybody's
own
gonna be
stuff
invited.
away.
I'm gonna post it on the ground. Pull up.
That'd be beautiful.
We want this to be a relationship podcast.
This is great. We have a lot of great conversations surrounding. But here's the thing: we can't be a music podcast. None of us are making significant enough music.
We can't be a relationship podcast. None of us are in relationships.
It doesn't matter. We've been in relationships. We constantly build relationships every single
Why
day.
can't
This show's gonna go supernova when you start dating. Like when we come to the podcast, be like, yeah.
I'm not talking about no.
Oh no.
That's when you're not going to talk about no relationships.
You're gonna say shit. See, that's why I want to be out of
That's why
pocket.
this is
Because
great.
this nigga talk out of pocket because he got nothing to lose right now. You a sick nigga. You a sick motherfucker. You know that?
They better fuck up my whole life with this shit.
That's crazy.
That's why
You a sick
now is
nigga.
the perfect time to talk
You
about
are a sick
relationships.
nigga.
Yeah, I think I realized that the other day. I was like, that's probably why we all feel so comfortable talking about it, because we're all single. But if any of us were in relationships, it'd probably be a little bit more. We'd probably be a little bit more like cautious.
But that's why also I stand on the 2 feet that I stand on, because anything I would say here,
Okay.
it would go back to that relationship.
Oh, okay.
Shorty would already know.
Go ahead.
She signed up for this shit. What is he talking about?
That's what she
And when she
like.
make more than you, she'd be like, "Wow, why should I be talking on that fucking podcast?"
And I would tell her, you want to check your energy too, because I pack my bags and get about this bitch. Ain't no disrespect to this motherfucker. I respect you, you respect me, K-Queen.
I'm trying to do. Get out.
What is what talking about, bro?
You good? I ain't missing nothing. Gone.
Now, on a slight misogyny tip, put it on the page.
Yeah, let's go.
For 2 seconds.
I love it.
I do prefer a woman that every now and again wants me to put a little man pressure on.
Women love the man shit.
Yeah,
bro. They love
I
it.
Fine man shit.
They love.
what I like to do, I'm gonna give up the sauce. I'm gonna put niggas on game. What I like to do
What's
is
like?
when
Please,
shorty.
I need an example. Yeah.
What I like to yeah. Oh yes, please. An example is exactly.
Oh, he said women love when we do men.
Yeah, that's so much fun.
What
So
is
like
that?
one thing I like to do is like you be in the kitchen, minding your own business.
Oh my God.
Not doing nothing, right? Hey, it's been a regular ass
I don't
day.
think I'm ready.
And then I come up behind you, I just put a little pressure behind you. Now all of a sudden there's a man, you feel the imposition of a man on you. What you doing over here? I'm just washing the you washing what? What you doing over here looking all fine and shit? Fuck wrong with you? Looking all tasty like a goddamn snack. I think I'm hungry.
What the?
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's my bag. What you doing over? You studying? Oh, you learning this shit? Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
get
that.
educated. Where your GPA at? That's hot. Fuck is you doing after this? Huh? Yeah. That's my bag. That's how I get myself. Every now and again, you can't make it toxic. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful to your queen. Give her her space. Every now and again, she need to know there's a grown man in this motherfucker. Don't play with me.
Nigga don't know if it's a gun or a rattlesnake. That's like a target.
That's some Alabama ass shit to say. I don't know if it's a gun or a rattlesnake.
I bring up earlier, Lakeita, do you think you should walk behind your man when you're out in public? Or would you feel some type of way if I made you like walk behind me? If I didn't make you, but I preferred you to walk behind me?
I think that's very protective. I like that. I like when the man's sitting on the side of the car.
When you're crossing the street and you grab her hand and you know what I'm saying, walk her across the street.
Walk her across the street.
Yeah. When y'all stand in the thing and it's time to go and you grab her hand and you lead the way and y'all go.
Why you gotta walk across the street like that?
My man does it, you'll know.
It's a
wow. She said you've never been with a man.
Don't hit record.
Don't hit record? Oh, okay.
When a man does it, you'll know. He said you ain't never been with a man. You're gonna be like,
I appreciate the chivalry.
It's one of those moves. Wow,
it's just that.
You know what I just said? It's one of those.
But I did
It's
when you
chivalry.
said it. I said I like because I mean a man has walked in front of me. I just didn't think about walking across the street like that.
Yes,
Especially if it's new and y'all haven't really like done a lot yet, and one of the first times I hold your hand to walk across the street.
But so also here's the thing: you got to think about the difference between civilians and people who work in a certain realm. Civilians don't think like that, but like when you just
people
stay with me. There's the idea of when I call you a civilian, I say that you just walking around living your life. There is not an expectation or disposition of I need to be a certain level of aware of my surroundings based on my pedigree. So like places I've been in, places where I walk, niggas know who Roger Thomas is. And so there, I would have, if my queen's over my shoulder peeping the scene, it's because I had a nigga run up on me trying to get tight and shit like that. Your queen got to be able to read that situation for you. It's the same shit with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith when they had that little picture come out. That was like a rolling meme on the internet for a section. But that's because that nigga's Will Smith. So you can imagine
looking old as
very
fuck
good. Yes, but let them man age like everyone else. And like you're in your 30s, right?
No, but notice it's happened since the August Alsina shit. That man has aged a lot since then. All white. Niggas, all white.
That was a lot of pressure.
I know.
You had to deal with in front of a world community. Your wife, regardless of whatever your circumstances were, your wife being involved in the situation. And my tax still goes off to Will Smith for how he handled that shit.
It was
better than me.
I used to think it was a superstition that like experiences like age you quicker.
Oh,
But they literally
do.
They literally do.
They
Like you can literally like start going. I feel like I grew gray hairs from my last relationship. And then it stopped after that. Like I feel like it stopped since then.
Obama got old in 8 years. Like we saw a young, very chivalrous man.
What is it? The stress? Like stress?
Yeah, it's the stress. It's all that. Same. It's all that shit. And then it affects people different ways. Some people physically age. For some people, stress can lead to blood pressure issues. You can lose your teeth. You can have your hair fall out. It can be tons of different shit. But yeah. So there's different acts of chivalry. Like for me, with the thing, like not just but walking behind, like my girl walking behind me sometimes, but also it's like how you go up the stairs. So as a man, chivalry teaches you need to be in a position to catch a woman if she falls. Okay. So if you're going up the stairs, you walk behind your woman because where would she fall? She would fall backwards.
What if you're the more clumsy person?
Well, then you need to get a woman who understands those things.
That
can catch you. Why you walking behind your man? This nigga might fall down the stairs. And this, you walk in front of your queen if you're going down the stairs because she would fall forward, and that would be the most dangerous situation. So at least then you could catch her, from high. Now, if you sidestep her and she tumbled, well, maybe the relationship wasn't that healthy.
I just like looking at the ass because she's going first up the stairs.
I get the same thing. I get told the same thing when I walk. Women be like,
the angle.
I want to walk behind you.
Love your booty, don't you?
No, women. It took me. I must have been like 2013, 2014 when I learned women really like ass.
Oh yeah,
women really like men's asses. I didn't know that. I swam in high school, so my body developed with considerable, on the south side. But on the south side. But when I started to find out, women really wanted to is this a
pull
safe
out that
space?
Under Armour, boy.
Is this a safe space?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was.
So
is it?
I think I might be the first person to give it up like this on the show. No, maybe Blue did it first, but when I was in undergrad, there was this girl that I was interested in, that I liked, and we were chit-chatting and so forth and so on. It was going all great. Long story short, she eventually invites me back to the phases. So I'm like, okay, cool. Phases, if you're from TV, you know what I'm talking about. It's like the apartment complex and stuff. Long story short, we're involved in a physical expression of consideration. And she expresses to me, she's like, I want you to, roll over. And I was like, what the fuck? Would I roll over? So then she proceeds. She had some type of butt fetish. So she spent about 30 minutes punching my ass. She punched it, scratched it, clawed it, and I just remember laying there enduring the abuse.
What position was this?
I was laid down and she sat on my thighs, my face away, and she just was punching my butt. And so the weird thing was the only reason I sat through it was because I believed that on the other side was the promised land. And when she was, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. When she was done with me, she said, "You can go now." And I left.
Nice ass.
Now I see why you don't talk to your man.
It was just a very weird kind of fetishy moment where you're like, it doesn't make me totally uncomfortable, so I'm gonna see where this goes. It's the same shit with like feet. Like I know men who have had their feet licked on and shit by girls. If it doesn't inherently make you uncomfortable, you might just like see what's like. I'm willing to see what's behind door number one, and it'd be just like this weird situation. But that shit was traumatic, and so now I watch my ass because I never know when somebody might punch it.
I'm not trying to punch my man's ass.
I'm just trying to give us the content we need. Okay, I want to do this, Koala. I want to take it to the next level. You sit on the bench. I'm running point. Okay, I'm doing this. All right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
I like a man with a little bit of ass, but I ain't trying to punch it and scratch it and do all that weird shit. I'm trying to grip it while he's deep. Anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hey, listen, Koala. Hey, who's talking about? Yeah.
I was talking about that stuff right now.
I gotta ask you guys. While Koala's away from ignorance, I have to ask you guys this question. You all as women, right? Women. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing women. When are you most in the mood? Like, is it during your cycle?
Right.
Is it while you're ovulating? Is it
This very moment.
This very moment.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought this up because I actually wanted to talk about this. It's definitely, I will say, I can honestly, for me, I didn't even notice this. I honestly didn't notice it. But whenever it's my time, or like right before, like that week before. I guess so. It's like that week because like my body is the type of body, it'll kind of give me like warning signs that it's coming or whatever. So I feel, me personally, is when I start feeling like that, is when I'm like, oh my God. It's like my body's like, you gotta get it out before it's too late. Nothing ever happens. And then I will say while I'm on it for sure, even though I feel the most disgusting, I don't want to do anything but like you're horny, you know what I'm saying?
That's adorable.
Like, I want to do it, but like the desire is like stronger. And you're like, what? Why is it stronger right now?
Always down to have orgasm.
Oh, we're recording.
I'm always
that's where I'm at in my
down
life.
to have an orgasm.
And today is one of those days.
Okay.
Orgasms, it doesn't have to be penetration, but I'm always down to have an orgasm.
Okay.
I like my nipples playing.
Hey!
Too much?
Hey, motherfucker! We're making this. Now, there's a line. Where is this podcast going? I need to know. What kind of podcast are we running here? Jesus fucking talking ass on that.
Yeah.
When are women most horny? Like,
when are they most?
Oh, let me answer that for you.
See? That's why I waited until the nigga left. You see what I'm talking about?
What you about to say?
Definitely. Well, you have to come to your mic so we can hear you.
Yeah.
But definitely like around ovulation, like when my body is actively preparing to house a child, I be wanting to make babies.
Yeah.
That's when it's the strongest for me. But
throw
not
something at
babies,
you, nigga.
right. But
outside of nature.
Outside of nature?
Like,
see,
what's happening?
That's why Koala's important. Get him off the bench.
What?
I mean,
like, when are you the most horny outside of like what's going on with your body?
I guess it depends.
What externally? What from the outside world?
I can answer it for
to
me,
make
but-
you horny?
What?
Yeah, what thing?
Substances? I always say work from the outside world, so I already know how I am. Get me turned tipsy, whatever, all of the above. That's outside world. I feel that's what
If a
you're
woman,
trying to say.
young men, if
Because-
a woman is under the influence of substances, do not engage her sexually.
That's
You're
not
welcome. You're welcome.
true. Young man, if
No.
you're my man,
No,
touch me.
even then, I don't trust it.
No, I'm talking about
Sorry.
the kind, not like so doggone, not that kind of
Well, what is that line for you as opposed to another
When you
woman?
with somebody, I don't know about them. I'm talking about me.
Lakeita, use your platform responsibly.
Let me tell y'all something. Pay attention to where you're going.
Oh my God, what does that even mean?
Like if you ain't with somebody you trying to be turned with, then don't get that turned so you can pay attention to where you're
But it'd be
going.
happening
I
inside
ain't talking about
relationships too.
Yes, it does. It do. Well, if you know your partner, don't just take advantage.
And people be thinking they know their partner
well,
until
that's
they
the problem.
don't.
That's not my problem that you don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Because of the nuance, we have to be responsible with our platform.
Can I tell y'all one woman are the most horniest?
I'd like to hear your
No,
perspective.
you can't tell me.
I'd like to hear his perspective.
Or when I'm deprived of it
Deprived.
for so long.
What
You gotta hold out a little while.
When do you
They
think?
want it.
when they're either in danger and they get rescued, or disrespected and they get stuck up for.
I find it hard to disagree with either of those things.
When their man either saves them, or
No,
basically when their man saves them.
So it's like if there's a physical,
But you gotta be in danger, especially when you're in danger.
Yeah, if there has to be a real danger, either socially or like physically. And yeah, no, that's that survivor energy. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe we just survived. That's what happened at the end of Speed because Keanu Reeves.
Because if a woman needs a man for anything, that's probably it.
Feel safe.
To protect her.
Yeah.
Women can take care of everything else for themselves if they wanted to.
Yeah. Not fact.
There's a lot of truth in what you're saying. I'm not gonna say
It's the most like it's like the most.
It's very primal. Yeah, it's very carnal. Very
and the
primal.
most like one of the biggest reasons like men like you know what I'm saying like men need to be there for their women. It's like, and that's why there's such a big saying is we need to protect our black women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can do everything, but that's like probably like the one thing if they couldn't do something like that's it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know?
I would say for me, it's either when I get a bag, like I get paid up, like especially when I was working, like not just your paycheck, but like you did a little something extra, you hustling or whatever. That's a yeah. That'd be when I be trying to. Hey, by the way, I need to see something.
It's all of that.
And then the other thing would be honestly as an artist, really good performances. If I go up on stage and I kill, that's why I spend a lot of time alone immediately after a performance. I'll do my fan service, I'll sell merch. I don't want to go to the movies, I don't want to go out to the bar, everybody's going to. I'm going to my apartment to sit quietly because there's a lot of adrenaline.
That's kind of cool too, because I would say like when I only think I had like one ex that did like something that I could go see, you know. And so like I always feel like those are the moments too, like when you're the proud girlfriend, you're like, oh, he doing his thing, you got to. I like that.
When you see all the other women that want them.
Oh, I'll be stepping back because I be like, that's my man. Y'all go ahead.
Right. So you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
I feel like on the last episode, you said that you didn't like that, or you said that didn't matter.
No, I said I think it's funny how you said people only want somebody that.
I didn't say only. Don't say that. I didn't say only. I didn't say only.
You said everybody wants someone that's wanted.
Correct.
What I said was to that. It's like, yeah, that is true, but also if you only want me after you see people trying to get at me, I don't like that, because if I was trying to get at you and you didn't see my value before, I'm not going to talk to you after that.
Yeah, but that's a woman talking. Men are used to that. It's called pre-selection.
No.
Yes.
I don't behave.
That
goes back to me.
It's a natural thing.
To what?
And I'm telling you, I don't get predisposed to that kind of shit. You're going to see a human being in front of you. I'm not an animal.
You're correct. You're correct.
Okay.
But you don't have any choice in how women decide who they like and who don't.
Yeah,
like.
of course not. I know.
And one of their deciding factors is what's the word? Pre-approval. Basically, when other women, a woman likes when other women like you.
No, that's what we were talking about last time.
It's part of the
people
things that makes somebody attractive to you.
Yeah, that's not the main part for me though. I want some. The less niggas in the way, the better. I need this nigga focusing on me. I don't give a damn about these bitches.
I know. We are really unhealthy as a podcast. We are really unhealthy.
But like, that don't mean that.
But you would probably consider it a red flag if like nobody liked your nigga.
Yeah, later on, but that's not my first point.
Is that later on?
No.
I'm telling you because there's been some people that that be off in the cut. I like those people that be off in the cut that don't ever like. I like those kind of people though. they'd be like, yeah, somebody might be attracted to you, but like you in the cut and like you ain't. I just want to understand like why you in the cut. Like I like niggas like that.
Well, see.
So if you in the cut, that don't mean nobody don't want you. You just probably in the cut.
Stop saying in the cut. You're feeding this nigga. Jesus Christ.
In the cut.
Quit passing it to the opposition.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a turnover.
Yeah,
It's a turnover. It's a turnover.
I'm in the cut. I know how appealing it is. Trust me.
Yo, I say what happened. Oh my God, this is so great. Whoo. Oh, context is gonna be so important. Okay, so listen.
Don't give us the context. Then.
It's really important.
There's no need.
Oh my God.
There's no need to context. There's no need.
This episode will never come out.
Bet.
Oh, what time is it?
I ain't trying to fuck on a nigga that everybody looking at. So I've never been in that position. Most of the people I talk to, we're just talking to each other. So
that shit backfires on me all the time because I get the energy from because I'm a performer and a damn good one. I get the residuals. But here's the thing: I ain't asked for it and I don't want it. I don't fuck fans. That's a number one. Okay. Like I'm here to make you feel good, feel loved, feel beautiful. But
make you feel like you got fucked.
That ain't even my energy. That's why when y'all got your fucking remedy, I'm like, that's not what that was supposed to be for.
I never said.
Y'all out here fucking remedy. Listening to my album, thinking dirty thoughts. Listen, no. But so my thing is just like sometimes that'll screw you on the other end because then it'd be like the girl you really want who doesn't want to be around all that swirling attention. It's like, I see you got plenty of little girls chasing around you anyway. I'm not finna be another one. And I'm like, I don't even know them. They just come to the shows. Not to be disrespectful, because I got some people who really like linking with the shows and they're beautiful women and I have a relationship with. But like, I have a...
That's a red flag. Well,
yeah, I know that.
With the woman.
Yes, 1000% because of where I want to be as a person, but also
because that's an insecurity on their part, and it has nothing to do with women. Like if a woman has a problem with other women liking you, that just shows an insecurity in her.
I hope other people like my girl. Cause she,
there's
nothing wrong with that energy. Yeah, that's not how I lead. That's how I lead.
All my niggas is like, nah, I'm passing on. Be like, damn.
No,
then you should be happy with who you got and what you got. See, look at you, ungrateful fool. Is my food great? Well, it's food. I don't want it no more. What's wrong with you? And by the way, I'm sorry for comparing women to consumptuals, whatever.
He says I know.
I mean, I can openly admit I love a woman that other men are attracted to.
Yeah, nobody said that we don't enjoy that, but that wouldn't be my first move.
That's,
like I wouldn't be like, oh, look at that dude over there getting all those girls. I want y'all to talk to him too. Like I'd be like, he got it, because I don't know how many.
But there's people who like that competition.
I'm not even like you flirting with that nigga a little bit, like if you want, and then looking in the corner looking at me, but then y'all still interacting. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, but you still coming home with me.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. I don't like that shit. I'm not.
Like if we go out to a party and I'm flirting with dude, you over there dancing with a girl, but then we making eye contact and I'm like, but you coming home with me though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different.
I'll probably finesse to get us some free.
It's different.
After that, get off my nigga.
I mean, I'm not over here like all hugged up on the nigga and kissing on his neck.
Have y'all ever role played like y'all didn't know each other?
Oh no, but I really want to.
I can't act that well. That's just weird.
Now you just walk
that shit is weird.
You walk in and you got this plan.
Hello, strange woman. Why, hello, young sir.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah. What? You make up like a whole like reality, a whole new reality. Yeah, I'm just here on a business trip. You know? Yeah. I'm only here for tonight.
They always be doing that.
Trying to do.
That's always like the go-to. Yeah.
You know, okay. See, that's not my bag. I know people that's bad. I mean, my bag is travel. I'm trying to fuck you someplace strange.
That's a whole.
That's where I'll go. Like, hey, let's go to Tulum. Let's just go to Tulum.
All these bags that everybody's trying to get into.
Get your back to Tulum.
There's
a lot of I'm only saying Tulum because there's a place we could go like right in a second. I might say fuck the podcast for a week. I'm Skype y'all.
Mine ain't.
I'm trying.
All these bags y'all trying to get in. Lord Jesus, if anybody trying to experiment. Some of these bags I've never had.
Oh my goodness.
I promise I was just one bad bitch whatever y'all try to need.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is insane.
No. Don't Don't give it up.
Alright.
So we only have one camera, so does that mean once that thing stops, it
Yeah.
stops?
Oh, so y'all want to go ahead and do the outro?
I don't want how much time have we spent?
We've been going
It's maybe been an hour 45.
on the line today.
Koala would have the
He's got
accurate, the most accurate.
Another cut.
It's been
God,
a
this is
while.
gonna
I
be
don't
so
know.
long.
I
So
this to a time. I understand.
what does it
It
say?
says 636.
Well, when we had looked at time, we started at like
48.
2:40. It's already been 2 hours.
Okay.
Almost 2
I would
hours.
have.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have a little more time, or
We do.
well, I just
It's really about the camera.
It's the camera
Once the
and
camera
everything,
stops recording,
you know.
once that red light stops blinking.
As of so far, there's been footage for the entire time, right?
Mhm.
Between the two cameras.
Between the two.
Yeah, layering is gonna be fun. Enjoy editing that.
Yeah.
I will.
I just, no, that's not shy. I don't like that shit. Like that's why I like even when I do filming stuff, I like long cuts. Love long cuts. Let's just get it right on
We like a
camera.
long cut too.
Mm. Mm.
Right.
I agree.
I don't like this.
Long
Come your face on that koala. Alright, well, that's fine.
On that note,
Healthy.
Nose goes.
Valentine's Day coming up, y'all.
Valentine's Day is coming up. Who's
Valentine's
expecting?
Day is not.
Is anybody, let's start here. Is anybody expecting something from someone?
Shit.
I'll go
Nigga wanna
first.
send something my way. I send you my P.O. box.
Sending a nigga your P.O. box is a sick line. That's crazy.
I don't know, niggas. I don't know, niggas. You ain't gonna pull up to my house. Oh, I'll be your gift. No, thank you. I'm good.
I have never ever expected anything on Valentine's Day.
I
Even
don't-
though I've been in relationships.
I always.
I don't like to pin the whole relationship on Valentine's Day, and that's sometimes what ends up happening. I'm just a naturally affectionate guy. I'm gonna do random stuff for you. So if I forget one frickin' day, let the nigga breathe.
I never received none on Valentine's Day, so I don't be expecting nothing either. However, any day of the week is a good day.
To celebrate Blue.
To celebrate Blue, to celebrate you, to celebrate us, whatever you want to do.
Valentine's Day is trash.
It's also like not really based on love, but we ain't got to get into that if y'all want to get into that because I don't really have a history.
Commercialism.
You have history?
Let's
Yeah, I figured you would.
spend money. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Here we go.
Yeah, come on, give it to us.
If you were to have the most blowout fucking Valentine's Day, somebody who is your bag, this is who you
Why are we
want, how you
bags?
want them, how you want them,
Got shushed.
is going to be in the cut for you on your Valentine's Day. What does your perfect Valentine's Day look like? Go, Koala.
That's cute. Okay, I see what you did. And there's silence.
Oh man.
Oh man!
Set it up so nicely.
You
Oh, my
did.
goodness.
You really, really did.
Do you want to? Can we circle back to you, Koala?
We can.
Okay, Blue. What is your perfect fucking
I want to be rubbed on, and I want some chocolate licked off of me somewhere.
I wasn't ready for the licked off part. That's the part that threw me.
I want some chocolate.
I want some chocolate. Oh, that's really a classic. Licked off of me somewhere. Okay, gone. Woo!
I don't know, but like we definitely fucking like it can, we can do the whole sip wine, go out to dinner,
Can I ask
take
a
our
question?
time. Yeah, please.
Women always hit me. No, y'all confuse me because the moment I want to be fucking, well, why don't you make love? Why do y'all have to fuck? You know what I mean? But then
like-
y'all say, well, I want to be fucked, and I'm just supposed to be like, yeah, all right. Like,
I feel like we have different expectations for fucking. Like sometimes fucking is just that,
Oh my God, this is such a dirty episode.
put it in me.
This episode took a turn. I'm sorry.
Sometimes
I'm
fucking
sorry.
is just like let's get one off right quick, but also like there are times when I just want to, be caressed and like build up to the moment and what like I ain't gotta just jump in the bed. Can we tiptoe? Just
Oh, I can't go.
take our time and I don't know. I like being kissed on, licked on, all that.
Okay.
So
Anything else to make your
no. If we can fuck all day, I mean, 24. I've done 24
See, we're not trying to kill us. I'm here to give you what's in my contract, okay? The game is 45 minutes long. At the very
it doesn't have to be like all day.
If I do OT, that's what it is. It's overtime.
Can we do like on and
time
off?
and a half.
I'm talking about like, you know, we take a little time, we might go nibble a little something, we get right back into it a little bit.
Wow.
So all the Valentine's that I've ever had.
As long as the pussy ready.
Yeah, right. I mean, we got loop for that, but that's cool.
Baby, let me tell y'all something.
See, whatever the kid is finna say is gonna ostracize a whole
I
bunch
need
of
you to take
people.
some Pedialyte. I need you to hydrate.
What is wrong with you people?
Have you
Baby,
never been in a
I can think about it. And water, flower.
That is no
I don't need no
Listen, we're not gonna ostracize that community. This is unhealthy.
But one thing I've heard from ladies is you gotta make sure you stay hydrated if you want to be hydrated in certain areas.
And then sometimes you fuck away all of the hydration, and you do need a little.
And you need to hydrate. That's what I'm saying. Take some Pedialyte.
I mean, but lube.
Listen, I'm giving y'all a tip. Listen, I know this game's a little advanced for some people,
It's
but the
not.
game
I know
I'm
you didn't. Some people
The
need to
game-
cross the fucking table, nigga. We ain't on Skype no more. I'm in front of you.
This is what
So
happens.
what's real good?
This is what
No,
happens.
you go to the doctor, they're gonna try to give you a pill. All you need to do is take some Pedialyte because you need to hydrate.
Yes, you do need to stay hydrated, but we're not gonna ignore the fact that there's a section of women.
What is going on? What is
We're
going on?
not gonna ignore the
I
fact
wanted
that
to
there's a
say
section of
show.
women. No, we're here now. We're here now.
We're here now.
No, so there's a section of women out there who just, their natural lubrication system is not that overactive. It doesn't mean that they're not aroused. It doesn't mean that they're not. Look at what you are doing, Lakeita.
It's good on there.
I got it toxic.
It don't matter about the age. Some people.
No, it doesn't matter about age. It's just it don't work like that.
That's
It's
not
not
right.
gonna
For real.
And it's okay.
You define a nigga.
No.
What is going on?
No, it's for real.
I'm
telling you,
flabbergasted.
it's for real. No, it don't matter. There are some women who just ain't got it down.
We're doing
It ain't no
really bad job.
fault.
I can't be liberal by myself.
If you
I can't take care of all
all
these
day long,
communities.
there's gonna be even your nigga, your dick. Like, what about your dick?
What about my dick?
This shit is gonna be raw. What the fuck?
It's supposed to be.
No.
That's not what I mean. Crazy. He went in a triple double.
What the heck?
I was on the side of the court going crazy.
No.
I'm hitting the wall.
No.
This is an entertainment podcast. This is all for entertainment.
What is
Well,
what?
everybody understands.
This nigga geek.
No,
He
if
hit the
you
corner.
use lube to get your rocks off, do whatever you need to do, but use
I-
water-based,
I-
but
I've
do whatever
been
you
with
need to
people
do.
that needed it. Oh, I understand.
Yeah, you consider that because that shit can
Yeah.
really hurt you. It fuck with your pride. You know, so I can only imagine being a woman. It's like my job or part of my participation in this is being lubricated, and for some reason, the girl.
I can only imagine, but thank you, Jay.
Stop it, Lakeita! You start right now.
I don't know who gave me that great grandma. Who
It's already on both sides. From my
course.
experience.
Yeah.
A man can be doing everything right, and Shorty is really reared up and ready to go, and she's excited,
Yeah.
but she not producing, and because she not producing, it made me feel like I didn't put points on the board. You know what I'm saying? Trash.
Bro, I had this one lube one time. Shit lit my shit on fire, bro.
Must have been that KY jelly, because that would be
It was
like a nut.
He just called out.
It was no, it wasn't that, but it was.
Oh my god.
And it almost fucked up. It almost fucked up like lube for me. Like,
Lakeita, what is your Valentine's Day?
But is it just for me, or
It's-
like, what
it's-
am I doing for the person?
If it's whatever you want it to be, but you got all the pieces together, so it's the person you want, and it's the day that you want to plan out. Whether that's what you're doing for them, what they do for you.
So I do like Valentine's Day, like not itself, because a lot of mine have been trashy. But something I did do, got some lingerie, put it on, made a
what color was it?
favorite. It was black, and it was sheer.
What?
And then I redid my hair, makeup, did the whole shebang. Made some dinner, made like a steak dinner, and some made a little dessert, whatever. Did the candles, had a little candlelit dinner, sitting like on the floor, really chilling. Y'all ain't even listening.
No, I'm a man. I know it's you built it.
I know what just happened too.
You built different. You're not the same. You different.
Listen, I'm trying to help this story.
You're different.
Storytelling.
You're different. I want you to know that. I need the audience to know that. You fucking different, nigga.
They appreciate it.
The moment
You
he
built
asked me
different.
what color it was.
Oh my god, he gave it up. What color was it?
Watch the viewers know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god,
they all
keep
have the
going.
same
Keep
questions.
going. Alright, keep
They all
going.
have the same
We're here. We're listening. The
Did
game
you
is
cook
dirty.
the steak? Did you cook it?
Yeah, I made a steak. Then it was like a nice dinner.
So you wanted to get in the kitchen
Made
and cook.
some
Did you wear lingerie while you cooked?
So let me tell you, I set it up before you came to my place. I had it all set. I didn't tell him what I was doing. And then like when you showed up, I was just standing there like with the lingerie on, and all the cameras was lit, and it was like a dinner.
You're a classic.
And I made some chocolate covered strawberries, and I had set a bathtub with rose petals and stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? To do a little bubble bath, feng shui. You know, I didn't tell y'all what happened, you know, but that's what.
We all know that.
I think we get the.
You guys read the Bible.
I know that. That was good. That's nice. That's nice. So you like doing stuff for your man. So your ideal.
That was a very classic
doing
song.
something for your man.
Yeah, like I enjoy. I mean, I would want something, but I don't ever expect anything.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that I've ever been with that did celebrate Valentine's Day, it was never like, oh, this is just for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my very first boyfriend straight up was like, when are you gonna get me? And I thought, oh my god, that's for the girls. Like I thought that. So with him, I never thought that Valentine's Day was only for me. Like just from that point on, I was like, oh okay, well I didn't know guys enjoy Valentine's Day too. So that's something where I could be sexy, romantic. I'm gonna do that often. Like I do that often. I don't just wait for that day, but it's like that's my ideal day. Because even if it's just Valentine's Day, whatever, like it's still cool to me to be able to be like, oh yeah.
Gotcha. What's that song? Beyonce song? I wanna cater to you. She like that.
That was a very classic song.
Like
She said
Beyonce.
candles
I
with
love that
lingerie and a
I
steak
love that
there.
Beyonce.
Mhm.
That Beyonce need to come back.
She's married now with children.
So now she can't get it to her man's no more.
I mean, she drive her all at the pot.
I thought of my Valentine's Day now, and
Yeah, she
everybody's
did.
gonna hate it. Everybody's gonna hate it except me.
They can't see Beyonce over there on anything.
I almost feel like it's a really good bag to piss you off all day of Valentine's Day, and then end it with something, a grand gesture.
You were built different.
That's not good, though.
You were
Yeah,
built-
like maybe make you think you're about to break up all day. Like
No.
You're a mind
no,
fuck
stop.
manipulative piece of shit.
Stop.
Or maybe make you think I forgot about it or something,
No,
and then
I don't mind the forgot
And then
that.
at the end
But
of the day-
but if you do that, but that's like here. I'm gonna be honest. That's like
yeah, you might like it.
that's like going zero in a game of spades.
That's not good, though.
You can't fuck this up. Every hand has to be perfect when you sit
Women
down.
love roller coasters.
No,
You are a
no.
psychotic
Yeah,
bastard.
but that's a constant.
It's a lie. Not and we determined that was a lie. Don't believe none of that because I'm
You are a
right now.
psychotic bastard.
That's
What is
crazy.
going on?
You just causing stuff
This
for
is
no
crazy.
reason. You don't got to do all of that.
This is crazy.
You don't got to do all of that. Don't do
I'm
all of that.
I'm not
Don't do
gonna
all of
lie.
that.
No,
That's not good.
I mean there is a like the tense, you know, just the air being tense. Just
It goes back to that one
know.
conversation we had where I said that some of the best sex is makeup sex. Y'all remember when we talked
Yeah.
about
That's
that?
toxic. To
So,
I don't
so part of that goes into it.
Lord
I remember what you said, but that's not no good look, dog.
So,
That's not good look, dog. You don't gotta make up nothing. Just do it when you actually really having problems. Like,
So-
like
for me,
I don't want to make up a problem,
Yes.
and then when the real problem comes, now we're just doing this all the
It's part of
time.
the gift. My whole act and going to do it.
That's
the
terrible.
No, dog.
I hope that your woman knows you.
yeah, that no,
And that she doesn't-
Or what if I hire somebody like to where we out, come steal your purse and I run up and I beat that nigga's ass?
That's a setup. There's
That's
somebody
what-
that might buy that. But you might find yourself with a woman who's less concerned about fucking you after that and more concerned
This
about the
happens.
blocks.
Y'all remember Mr. Deeds? This happens to Mr.
Yeah.
Deeds.
Oh, my face.
And then the D really goes and beats his ass.
Beat the shit out of that man.
Thank you, Deeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might want to trick you on Valentine's Day.
Like
And
April
then,
Fool's,
and then,
it's
and then
not
make it the
April
best day,
first.
and then make it the best day of your life.
Oh my God, you're a monster.
Okay, I would just hope that she's still
You don't
around
gotta do all of
to
that.
experience the best day of her life. by the
Be
time-
romantic
You
the
don't
whole
gotta do this.
time.
What's yours, Walt?
Come on.
I want to start the day off. Probably was setting up the day before, so like we.
Oh, that's less likely from any man I done dated. Wow.
Yo, get the fuck out of here!
Can we put a cap on this man?
No, here's the thing. If we probably moved around some type of situation. So what I would likely do is we probably left the day before so we could be at the hotel closer to or near where
there's a hotel.
All right.
I'm the real treatment of you is gonna come like at the beginning of the day. We just gonna have like an amazing brunch. I want you to be able to drink and eat and laugh and feel great. Then we're gonna go do whatever the day's activity is. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking about two things currently. It's like, let's go. I want to see you by the water somewhere. You ain't gotta wear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just I want to see the sand on your toes and you near the ocean, near body.
Sand on your toes.
You said
so I want to see you near a body of water. Okay, I just want you to feel something with breezes and just X, Y, Z. That would be nice. The only other thing I'm thinking about currently right now is I would love a situation where I go up to like a casino or something, and we'll a Kushada or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go down a little bit. Let's have a good time. Let's drink a little. You know what I'm saying? X, Y, Z, cool. Then after that, towards the evening, I want to go to a nice restaurant. Cause see, the thing about me for Valentine's Day is, baby, the whole year. All 365 days has been leading up to me getting a chance to just stare at your fine ass and remember how goddamn lucky I am.
A good dinner is good.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. I'm actually I deal with social anxiety, so I don't really like talking during meals. But that's a day where I'm tuned in because I'm trying to accomplish a singular fucking goal. And the goal is to make you feel like a queen, like make you feel loved. So I'm listening. I'm like, what we talking about today, babe? What those bitches do? I can't even believe them. But we here and they not. So let's get to the money. You know what I mean? I want to talk to you about your dreams. I want to do whatever. Then after that,
you just describing a regular day in my life.
Oh, go ahead then. Tell them something.
I don't like drunk Lakeita. No, I'm throwing it under the bus. Fuck out of here. She's a tech, nigga. I don't fucking like drunk Lakeita. This has been a mess for the last 45 minutes. The content has been some sick shit. I love you, but this is ridiculous. I can't stand it. Maybe because I'm not drunk, that's all I have to deal with. Yes!
Like I said, women love that man. They want that man. They want that swag, that confidence. They want the.
not all the same.
Minus the disrespect is what I said.
We're not all the same.
So after dinner, I want to be in a situation where it's like we would either we do something like movies or something like that. Like I want to be near people but not near people. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to a movie, something like that. Then this is where it gets a little more X. By the end of the evening, I'm trying to be driving somewhere and you've been so loved on and treated right. You're not even waiting until we get to the house. Like, hey, Poppy, pull over here for a second. I lost something.
She ain't never had sex before you got to the house.
Alley.
Fuck the alley, y'all still in the car, but you got to pull over somewhere where y'all added the.
I do it while I'm
public
driving.
view.
I'm the driver and the shooter.
Oh, so you putting your lives in danger?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you said that was
it was aces. They were split. Let's run the table.
Yeah, I'm with this.
Jesus Christ. And I'm probably going to pull a 10, 21, and when we get home, 21. Get out of here.
That is hard. Having sex while driving is not the easiest thing to do.
Team drinking is very bad.
Team drinking is a problem.
Like, you said you've had sex while trying to drive before?
Not like sex. I've been serviced, I guess.
Oh, but never had
Service?
That was a terrible line. That's not going to age well.
Never heard of
at a gas station. You were service?
I've been engaged. I've also engaged women while they were driving. So they were
like where you gotta be trying to. She on top.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Have you had sex while driving?
I'm sorry.
This is not about me.
I drive big vehicles. There's more than enough space for her to.
Well, but you still need to. If you're driving and she's in front of you,
seats are adjustable.
What if she's?
But you still gotta be able to see around her.
What if she's
the point is.
From the gas?
Oh, I've never done it that way.
This is the part of the podcast we find out heathens are.
Oh my God!
Oh, you just blew my mind.
I never thought of that. For real? Yeah, just freak the game, right? Listen.
That's dangerous. Don't do it.
Guys,
Don't do
this is the
it.
part of the podcast.
She like gas, break. Yo, gas nigga, bro, nigga. Oh,
We weren't talking about
Motherfucker. Your car gonna be on fire. That's crazy.
I got all like.
But so yeah, I want her to be very comfortable, and by the end of the evening, under normal circumstances, it would lead to
Sex.
a passionate embrace. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna go the extra mile. Valentine's Day does not have to end in sex for me. Because if I'm doing all of this for you, you are not some fly-by-night scheme. This is not just some, I wanted to be with somebody on Valentine's Day. I was here yesterday. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll get what's mine.
Well, I just need a man like, somebody to show me what Valentine's Day is.
Because, see that type of toxic, sick-ass shit.
That's not toxic.
So I've experienced both,
I haven't.
More of the first one where it's like nothing.
I had somebody cook me a steak dinner once, but
the steak was mid.
The last one was like,
oh no, for sure.
Okay, I was trying to get the fuck out of here.
No, that was the best steak. It was the first time I ever had steak.
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, I mean, I guess you should appreciate the little things too.
Ain't no little thing over here, so I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't no nothing little over here.
That's not what she meant.
What I meant.
What she meant, Koala. You look at you fucking face. You fucking wild.
This is today.
Oh my God.
If I'm gonna celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm about to loosen them walls.
See, that's the kind of thing I don't do.
Why not?
Because, see, again, you guys are misunderstanding the communication of the expression.
But also,
If that's what she wants, I'm not saying I'm going to withhold it from her. That's not the driving force. If the energy is constantly, I'm doing all of this so I can fuck, it's going to miss the mark.
Exactly.
I need to be so comfortable that with not getting it, that by the time I get it,
it's like rewarding.
That shit great.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised. I never thought this would happen to me.
Yeah.
She Willikers.
All the time it's like, well, it takes the spark out of it.
Gee Willikers. This sure is swell.
It was always great.
Also, Valentine's Day is a great thing to try new things in the bedroom. That's a great time to try something new.
Depends on like what state you are mentally.
Listen, audience, don't worry about it.
Now the audience needs to listen because you gonna get audience members' cases. I swear to God.
No.
And then he thought because he did all that he could try something else. Yeah, see, get out of here. No, you gotta still talk about it.
Yeah.
How do you bring that up on Valentine's Day?
Talk about it. But what they gonna be talking about is
Valentine's Day. You want to try this new little thing on, saw on YouTube or some shit.
I'm not on YouTube.
I'm not even asking.
Yeah.
We got to just.
Oh no, you better ask me.
You better fucking ask me.
You better ask me.
You better see problematic content. This is not platform responsible. The fuck is going on over here?
Nah, the surprise is the best part. Come on.
No, the surprise is I'm gonna call the police on your ass.
I got some blindfolds.
And notice I didn't say nothing about putting in anybody's ass.
I didn't say that. She was. There are people who will take it there. There's people who will take it there.
As long as it ain't that, then we good, y'all.
You need to talk about it. Even sensory. You don't know if you like deprivation.
You don't even know if you like it till it's done.
See, yeah, do you like sucking
Can
dick?
you ask for my permission?
No, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Do you like, no, we don't
Surprise!
here.
It's a dick!
You like sucking dick? How you know you don't like sucking dick? You ain't never
Open your mouth, Koala. Open your mouth.
Everybody, you know what? This episode's been amazing, you guys.
Hey, play it, I gotta know. You suck dick before, man?
Session
Ain't that
5.
wrong if you suck some dick? That's it, what you doing now?
Still going. Session 5. We got Lakeita Valon, aka The We got here. We got a Blu J. We got
Your drunk ass.
West Coast Walk.
Don't listen to these niggas. We'll be back next week. It's fine.
We got Koala Khool. Yeah, so we got this thing. Y'all
Nah, you got it.
Probably not want to end the episode on that note. Like, why is it the last question they
What
asked?
you say, right?
It's
Oh
over.
my God.
It's a wrap.
What you say, right?
Well, that's what the